You want to introduce yourself, or
Sure.
how do you want to start it? It's your interview. I am the
Um,
interviewer, and I have some questions, but I would like to get, I would like for you to go and just
yeah.
start it off. Go
Uh,
for it.
Terry Kraus. Been skating since I was 6 years old. Uh, from Clearwater, Oldsmar, Safety Harbor area uh, originally. Then moved out to Sarasota, Bradenton area like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Um, Other than that, got a hot ass wife, got a son. His name's Riley.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
So, I know one thing I wanted to tell you as far as just the grind. Um, you have the talent. Like, everybody knows that. Like, the talent is there.
Yeah.
I said it in the just the little videos I made, letting everybody know that I was going to be doing an interview with you.
Right.
And I basically said you were Goku flying on a flying Nimbus.
I
And
appreciate that.
dude, like, it's insane what you could do with a board underneath your feet. And one thing that I wanted to start off with was, regardless of what you're trying to do with skateboarding,
Yeah.
money, or anything like
Yeah.
that, I think the talent will just go over everything. And you have the talent, like I said.
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that. Yeah, thank
The
you.
grind, I feel like you have the grind. And it's not necessarily money. Obviously, there's a lot of people that love to get paid for skateboarding.
Right.
But I think one thing that you focus on a lot is the grind.
Yeah.
And people really forget about that.
Mhm.
People want to skateboard, want to make money, want to have sponsors.
Right.
And I see you out there busting your ass every day.
Yeah.
You're hurt, you're skating.
Yeah, yeah.
You went through 2 injuries, the same one?
Well, one surgery, I tore my meniscus and then um, skated a little bit after surgery, and then I did something else to my leg, got it checked out. I didn't re-tear it, so I just chilled off the board for like 2 months, and then I slowly started reintroducing skating back, and I've come to the realization that my leg. People always ask like, "Oh, are you back to like 100%?" or like try to give them like a percentage on where my leg's at, and I'm
Yeah.
like 75% is probably going to be the best that it'll be, and I've come to terms that my leg won't ever be what it was before after the surgery, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But that's okay with me. Like, it's livable. I can still skate, I can still roll around, which is the best part, rolling around.
So, what is skateboarding for you?
It's like the best outlet. It's like anytime anything crazy is going on in my life, I can go skate and I can just turn off whatever's going on. I can just like literally go skate and like try a trick, try whatever, or even just like I said, rolling the ground, moving past you is just like the best feeling. And like I'm not thinking of anything else in that moment, and then I can like kind of, once I'm done, then a reality can come back, but I get that time to like just not really have to worry about anything else. I mean, I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. Like, I don't remember any time I was not skating. So like, I hate to say it, but it is like a way of life. Like, I don't know what I would be doing or where I would be without skating. And like, I'd say I'm pretty passionate about the things that I like or the things that I love, and if I'm into it, I'm all the way into it.
Yeah.
So like, sort of like with kendama, like I just started playing kendama. It's been a while, probably coming up on like 10 years, and my skill does not show that at all, but it's just something I really like doing. So
Yeah.
I fully commit. I dive in. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, skill as far as kendama goes, like you obviously you have your sponsors and stuff, so
Yeah.
that goes to show you how just as far as like that humble experience, you just never take anything for granted. You're just
Right.
always like, yeah, I play kendama.
Yeah.
I skateboard, like, hey, yeah, I did this pretty cool thing over here, like,
I just have this approach of like, if it's something that I think is cool, with skateboarding and kendama, and I guess probably other aspects of my life too. But I just enjoy doing it the way that I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that branches off of like growing up and being in school and shit, and like I would only I had good grades only in science class. Like the classes I had good grades in were things that I like actually wanted to do. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like anything that I was like legitimately interested in, I had good grades. The rest of my grades were shit. like just like I just think something in my brain is just like, if I think it's cool, if I am into it, then I'm doing that. You know what I mean?
I hear you. That's beautiful because that's that kind of, like I said, that goes into with a grind. And what is it that you can tell younger skaters? Because, like I said, everybody, hey, I like to skate. You come up on it. You
Right.
said, it takes you into another world.
Right.
And I had things like that. Honestly, I don't feel I have anything right now at this point in time where I can actually go and do something, and it just takes away all my worry. It takes
Right.
away, like, I'm good. I'm feeling great. I love what
Mhm.
I'm doing right now. So when someone falls in love with skateboarding,
Right.
like you do, and they don't necessarily have the talent, but they just want to skate and they feel like, I want to do this, what type of advice can you give somebody so that way they can just continue to love? And I don't want to call it a sport. I don't,
Mhm.
it's
This activity.
an activity. There you
Yeah.
go.
So I would say just do it your own way. Like approach it not not totally the way that you think other people think are going to think is cool. I would say do it your own way, however you want to do it. Whatever you think is cool is what's cool, because
Yeah.
whoever's the only one that it really matters to is you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it took me a while to understand that. I'm 32 right now, and when I was 29, I was like at the skate park struggling to get a trick, and I was like trying to get the clip, and then I was just like in my head like going crazy, like I'm about to be 30. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I wasn't thinking like I was gonna quit skateboarding, but I was just like thinking like, am I gonna like keep chasing tricks that are like the grind, like you say? Like I'm not. I was just like worried about like my progression, and then I like had this realization that like I am gonna stop doing what I think other people think is cool, and I'm going to just start doing what I think is cool. And
Yeah.
then like after that, like this wave of anxiety and everything like went away, and then I like got the trick I was trying, and then from there just like almost daily progressing like a new trick. And then I started like posting the new stuff and like started progressing super fast, like I said. And then I started like gaining more traction on Instagram, and like things just like got a lot better. And like so what I would say to anyone who's like wanting to stick with it or like just falling in love with it, just do it your own way, for real.
Facts. Um, Again, doing it your own way, having your style.
Mhm.
You have a real unique, crazy way of going about like skateboarding,
Okay.
dude. You have like this Twister Terry. It's like
Yeah.
360 Terry,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is. Do you know of anybody that you try to resemble the style, or is it something that you flow on your own? Like, is this your style, or do you think you've kind of like taken some style from other skaters?
I don't think like necessarily style wise, maybe like trick selection or like I don't know, maybe a little bit of style is like an amalgamation of all the pros I looked up to like growing up.
Mm.
But like my favorite pro or my favorite skateboarder was Jamal Smith, and like or is Jamal Smith, and he like just like is embodies doing it your own way. You know what I
Okay.
mean? If you he has like these little edits on YouTube from like way back in the day, and like just does like the one that sticks out to me most right now is like there's like this like it's like a pocket. It's like a really mellow pocket, like hardly bent,
Yeah.
like bowl area. And he comes in and he like nose grinds, and then he looks like he's about to come in fakie backwards and slides backwards like fakie, and then straightens it out back to regular. And
Kind of
so
like
he
that
like kind
power
of
slide a
yeah,
little bit.
it's like a backside power slide, but you think he's gonna like slide back to fakie, but then he straightens out and goes back regular, and it's like slowed down. It looks
It's
so
the
sick,
steez.
bro. Yo, it's
Yeah.
steezy as fuck, bro.
Damn.
Yo, yeah. So Jamal Smith, shout out Jamal Smith. That fool's fucking so good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for
Nice,
sure.
man. So that's something that you kind of. What are some other skaters you look up to that you've actually seen and it gets you hyped up to go do the things that you do?
So Louis Barletta, he like is the epitome of having fun on a skateboard. Like anytime I'm trying to get juice to like go skate, I'll watch Enjoy's Bag of Suck video.
Yeah.
That video is just super fun, and like it just makes it like it shows you that skateboarding isn't all about what everyone makes it out to be. You know what I mean? It's like just go have fun with your friends on a skateboard. Like it's just a toy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I get
like
you.
it's not that serious. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, and I feel like once you take away like the seriousness of it, and as to touch on like what you said about like doing it for money or sponsors or whatever, like that'll come the more comfortable you are and the more yourself you are. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I mean, it took me a while. I wasn't really sponsored until I was in my like mid to late 20s. And a lot of people like get sponsored when they're in their like teens, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
and it's crazy.
Kids coming up nowadays is just it's a different level.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, a 30-year-old pro skateboarder is like not a thing, you know what I mean? Like pro skateboarders, you're like done at like 28 or so, you know what I mean? Like
Dude, I hear so much. Like some people still love it, but the whole Baker kind of Baker 2 Baker the Baker 3 video,
yeah.
dude, I fell in love with shit like that. Even the filming, everything about it.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like you wouldn't think you'd get so much hate from the community, but it's like, nah, that's trash. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not always everybody, but it's like, you know, some people are like, you know, that's old stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's like new age. You want to do stuff differently.
Yeah.
And I get the change, but when did it? So what I'm trying to say is, when did it change for someone just trying something to be wrong? You know, there used to be people made fun of you for trying something when you're just having fun.
Yeah.
And then that like, oh, look at that loser, like he's trying
Yeah.
to skate. Like, what's that all about?
There's like the cool guy mentality, which is like super whack in my opinion. Like, I mean, it should be whack in most people's opinions, but people want to feel like, say there's like one dude, like the leader of like the pack, like the coolest dude out of all the dudes, and he says
Yeah.
something's whack. All the people who want to be around him and in his clique are gonna say the same shit. So like, people just like to follow what other people think, and like, you know what I mean? And like, the whole idea of like, I mean, there are tricks that I won't do and I don't think are like that cool.
Yeah.
If you think they're cool, then do them. You know what I mean? Other people think they're cool too. Like,
Yeah.
it's all about your own perspective. You know what I mean? So, when it comes to like the Baker videos and like Baker 3, and I was obsessed with Baker 3, dude. Like when I was a kid, and it like it kind of
Yeah.
molded like a whole like generation of skateboarders like around our age. You know what I mean? Like have fun, like partying and whatever type of shit. But
Yeah.
if you look at all those dudes now, like the majority of them are all sober or like just cut back. You know what I mean? Like they
Yep.
had their fun, but they understand. You know what I mean? So like it's really cool to see like the dudes that are like piss drunks, like got that shit tattooed on them for life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are like, yeah, it's not the way. You know what I mean?
So.
But not to cut you off, but like,
No. Keep going. Keep going. It goes in with something I wanted to ask you. But.
if it's manageable for you and you're not like a fucking pile when you're like drinking, if you can like drink and do it in moderation, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And like most people who don't drink or whatever don't care either. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're just not like a shitty person when you drink, or in general, like it's not. I'm not the type of dude to be like, oh, not drinking is like push it on people. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
interested, I'll tell you like not drinking is fucking good, and like the benefits of it. But if if it works for you, it works for you. Just you know what I mean?
So, getting healthy, taking
Mm-hmm.
care of your body,
Yeah.
is that something that you went through? Because I know damn, how long have you been sober?
Uh, so I have my last drink was like a little over a year and a half ago.
Hell yeah,
Appreciate it. Yeah.
nice.
And it's crazy because like I definitely go to like events, like say a music festival or like whatever else, and like be around hella people drinking and shit, and like I don't even get the urge to do it, like, and like it doesn't bother me that everyone is like, if you're drunk and being annoying and like fucking whatever, like I'll probably just like go somewhere else, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
just
like,
switch locations or
yeah,
something, just kind of move around.
yeah, but yeah, I like it doesn't drive me to want to do it anymore, like at all. But I didn't have like some super crazy bad issue where I was like waking up trying to drink and
Yeah.
like drinking like all day. It was just like it was my birthday one day, or my birthday, and I woke up super hungover, and I was just like, I don't want to feel like this anymore, man. And I was just like, so I felt like such shit, and I was just like over it. And then didn't drink for like 2 weeks, and then I went to the skate park because my like whole thing was like most of the time I would get like two or three of the big tall high noons, the big fat ones.
Yeah.
Stop at Wawa, pick some of those up, then go to Riverwalk. I'll crack one, drink it while I'm stretching, warming up, getting my body going. And then you get like that liquid courage, like you feel loose, you feel good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel warm like in your chest and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just doing my usual, and then so I drank that one, stretched, rolled around a bit, like just like getting my body going, and then I came back, cracked the second one, took one sip, I looked at it and I was like, I don't need to do this, and then I grabbed that one and then the full one that I had, and I just threw them out, and then so that was 2 weeks after I technically quit, and then I did that, and then that essentially just cemented in that I don't need to drink. So I'm really happy that I did go and drink those, because like without it, I was worrying like, oh, what if I do want to drink? Like it was like a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after I did that, it like told me like, no, I'm just drinking to drink. Like there's no reason that I am drinking. It's no benefit, and like I just didn't feel like I needed to or wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Haven't drank since.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
it's cool.
So, just as far as drinking too, did you change your eating habits? Did you start stretching a little more, doing some yoga?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So like I like to wake up and like just stretch, like even if I'm not gonna skate that day, I'll do some stretches in the morning. I've been drinking a lot more water. So like I got this half-gallon water jug, and I try to fill it up 2 times a day.
Okay.
So I try to drink a gallon of water a day. Um, but as far as eating, I don't know. I
Yeah.
like it sucks because I love food, but like I don't know. I'll try to pick something healthy here and there. I always tell myself I want to start bringing like some fruit on the session, like an orange or like tangerine or
Yep.
apple or something. And I just never do.
Okay.
I just gotta like put a note on my phone. I forget everything all the time. So what I started doing recently
Facts,
is
dude.
like I set alarms on my phone to
Yeah.
check my notes, and then on my notes. So like I'll have the alarm as a reminder to check my notes, and then on my notes I'll be able to see whatever it is that I'm like
Yo,
forgetting.
dude, that's
You know what I
sick.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
yeah.
like I'll just because like I'll have times that I just forget to check my notes, and the whole day will go by, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I totally forgot all that. So like now like I said, I have like 2 alarms a day to check my notes, and then I'll like go through them, or I'll edit them to
Yeah.
do what I need to. So
That's what's up, man.
yeah,
I feel like actually writing stuff down. I was a big journalist. Like I
like pen to
love to
paper.
to get in there and really write. I've really started like using electronics now, putting notes and stuff like you said. But yeah, that's been a big help for me as far as just trying to do the whole media thing and
Right.
actually get into what I need to do or goals that I have, you know. So as far as just getting healthier, just skating, how has life changed for you?
So, since not drinking, or just in general?
Yeah.
Since I quit, uh, the benefits are like crazy. So like, the number one benefit for me is like way more energy. Like, don't get all sluggish. Like some days when I was drinking, I'd feel like I like couldn't move. Not that like my body hurt. I mean, it probably did from skating so much, but like
Yeah.
just like felt like I was in slow motion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like couldn't, like my reflexes weren't fucking there, and like my body just didn't have the power behind it. And then once I stopped drinking, my mental clarity was way better, or is way better. My energy is way better. My like stamina is like there. I mean, it's not all the way there. I'm 32. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, it's better than it would be if I was drinking.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I don't get myself into positions that I would normally if I were drinking.
Yep.
And make those decisions that could potentially lead to something bad, or like put me in a shitty position or situation. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think there's something cool about having every decision being made not influenced by like alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
I know alcohol has led me and probably everybody listening or watching into something that they didn't want to be in. You know
That
what I mean?
they didn't want to do. Facts. Damn. So let's get into a little bit of skating then. So what do you think a skate shop is in general? Like someone just says, "Yeah, what's a skate shop?" Like how would you answer that as a skateboarder?
A skate shop should be a place where people can like talk skateboarding, share skateboarding. It should be a place where everything is like skateboarding oriented. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I think the skate shop that I grew up going to is West Side, and it's in Tarpon Springs.
Okay.
Shout out John Montesi and West Side Skate Shop. Yeah, I grew up going there, and it was a pure core skate shop. So like, always skate videos going on, always like the cool dudes working behind the counter.
Yeah.
Dude, they had like some people would come in and get new boards and like give them their old boards, and they would give us Groms, like the used boards, if we needed them. They'll be like chipped or waterlogged, all soggy and shit.
Yeah.
But they were better than the boards we had.
Exactly.
Like a square ass tail,
Yeah.
super chipped up. It'd be better than that. You know what I mean? And I think it should be a place where it like drives you to want to like be in the community. You know what I mean? Like as a skateboarder. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think a skate shop is a place for like you to meet new friends, for you to like meet new people, you know? Like, I'm not going to name any places, but there are like some places I've been to that are super cool guy, like cliquey, like don't want to like they try to psych you out of like it shouldn't be like that, you know what I mean? Like they shouldn't like be too nobody's too cool for the next guy, you know what I mean? Like if especially if it's a kid or even an older person like trying to get into the scene, like skateboarding weeds out the people that aren't about it on its own. It's like a like a self-sufficient machine.
Yeah.
And it like if you're really about it, you're going to keep doing it no matter what. And if you're not, you're going to stop. You know what I mean? So like it's going to people will come in and leave quick as hell, you know what I mean? Go in and out as fast as they came, you know? But for the ones that are passionate, they stay.
Yeah. That kind of just brings the whole thing around as far as like, why are you going to be skating? You're too young, too old, too this, too that. You don't have whatever it is. It's just the haters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the fact of just kind of having that community and having the people that, like you said, you don't care. You might not do certain tricks, but
Right.
someone else is doing it. It's all
Yeah.
about the fun, the
Right.
community, the memories,
Yeah.
bringing people together.
Exactly.
I like that. So, skate shops. I want to get into a little bit of like the sponsorships and
Mm-hmm.
kendama and stuff. So, what? I know you're going on a trip in a
Yeah.
couple days, so we could talk about that in a little bit. But
Okay.
as far as just sponsorships, how have you worked your way up?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it that? What kind of goals did you have to get where you wanted to be? The sponsors that you have now,
Yeah.
is it something that you always worked for, or is it just like, you know what, I'm grinding and
Mm-hmm.
everything just fell into place?
So I'm a. This probably sounds corny, but I'm like a big believer in manifestation. My wife taught me that, like, literally, you create your own reality.
Okay.
Like, it sounds, dude. When I heard this, like,
Oh, dude, it don't
when we
sound
met,
crazy.
bro,
Yeah.
when we met and she told me all this, I was like, you sound crazy. Like, what? And like, whatever. But then, I don't know. She like helped me open up to people and helped me open up to like, I don't know. I grew up until we met pretty much, and I only hung out with skateboarders or people in like bands or like in the scenes that I was in. I never hung out with people who didn't have interests that I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like only skateboarders, only people in like metal or hardcore or like emo
It was
bands and
your
shit.
scene. It was a
Yeah,
scene that you created around yourself to feel a little
right.
more comfortable, or
Exactly.
yeah. You didn't go out of your way to hang
No,
out with someone you didn't have anything in common with.
exactly.
Yeah.
But she showed me like once you like open up and you're like you you're missing out on all these memories that are possible, and you're missing out on all these experiences you could have because you're closing yourself off into this bubble
Okay.
when you have all this other stuff you could do, so um, I started just changing my mindset on like what I wanted and how I wanted it. And so all I really did was anytime the thought would come to my head about like say a shoe sponsor or like a whatever sponsor or like whatever, I didn't really pursue it. I just like kind of like in my head I would think about it, I would worry about it for a second, and then what I would do is just tell myself, "Oh, I got that." And like burn it into my brain that anything I want, just as that like worrisomeness comes into your head, just like, oh, I got that, or oh yeah, I already did that. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
done. And so anytime after that it goes through my head, I just I'm not worrying, I'm not stressing over it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So after I started doing that and like started just I guess manifesting what I wanted and those thoughts, it started to happen. It like for real, just this after that, like Mirko, shout out Mirko at Opus, like he reached out to me and like I kid you not, like a week later I started just thinking like I want these shoes, like I want to be on this like so bad, like all that.
Yeah.
And then Mirko DM'd me on Instagram like a week later.
Dude, there's yeah. Funny thing, I have a skate shop, obviously,
Mhm.
and I was talking to a rep from Opus, and he was just like, "Yeah, this and that. We have a couple people, and yeah, Florida. Yeah, Terry's your like local legend down there." And I'm like,
Dog.
"Hey, I know
No, that's
Terry.
wild.
I know Terry."
That's a crazy,
Yeah,
crazy thing.
man, and that's amazing to. Obviously, we could talk about your trip. Like you're gonna go to Cali,
Mhm.
and that's where Opus is at
Yeah.
from. Like,
Mhm.
who you hanging out with? What is it that you're going? You're skating over there. Obviously, you're trying to get a part together.
Yeah.
What's the whole deal with that?
So I'm just trying to get some footage together, just for whatever, really. I'm just trying to have more than park clips. So I don't want everything that, like, once my body's done, like, I want to have some stuff, like, outside of the park. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying like I'll be done anytime soon. It's just like I need to get clips, and what better place than California?
So everybody always talks about California. So, as far as the spots and stuff,
Uh huh.
I know it's a whole thing with just having like, you know, like you said, the parks and stuff.
Mhm.
What is it exactly that you feel you need to have in this part? Like,
Mhm.
how do you think, or maybe it's just a perspective, but when you have your perspective, what are
Mhm.
you trying to pull out for this part?
I think so. Really, I just want to kind of like prove to myself that some of the tricks that I'm doing and some of the tricks I have in mind are possible at other places other than a place built for skateboarding. You know what I
You
mean?
can imagine it.
Oh, I can envision it. That's a
Yeah.
huge thing. That's a huge thing on when I'm struggling with a trick or thinking of a trick. Um, I'm like a firm believer that if I can picture myself doing it, I can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can picture myself fly out of that window, fly to the house,
Bro,
grab something.
you're gonna catch the
Yeah,
Nimbus out the window,
yeah. Like I can
bro.
obviously imagine that, but like when it comes to like real things and like reality, if I can like literally picture myself in first person, and I like to also picture myself from like third person, what that trick would do or what it would look like, and me rolling away from it, and I'm a firm believer that I can do it. So,
Dude, you pull magic out of your ass,
I
man. That's
appreciate
it.
that. Thank you.
I've been there, and I know people that have been there. They're gonna see it. There's. I feel like you're going up onto a stage, and everybody's gonna get to see what we see regularly over here in
Yeah,
Florida. You know.
yeah.
What do you think about that? Like, what is it to know? Like, so many people know you over here,
Yeah.
but it's not necessarily local.
Mhm.
I think you are actually going to start getting recognition from, you know, I don't know how
Mhm.
to say it, like just over the U.S.,
Right.
not just locally.
Yeah.
Like, people start to know you, the podcasting,
Mhm.
Nine Club. Like, what do you think about Nine Club?
No, I don't
I got
know
him
about all
first.
that. I don't know about all that, but
Why
that
not?
would be crazy.
Why not? It's all about the mentality, like you said.
Yeah.
And if I'm telling you you have the skills, you are that good, you have the talent to
Mhm.
do whatever you put your mind to, and we all see it. It's
Right.
not just me, it's the locals here, the skaters, your family, you
Mhm.
know, people that don't even fucking skate and they see you doing some crazy stuff on the
Yeah.
board. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, what obviously you'd want to be on the Nine Club, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Right? So, yeah, what is it? You know, is that a goal of yours? What kind of goals do you have right now that you have set as far as just not necessarily sponsors or skateboarding,
Mhm.
but what kind of goals do you have like around life and
So,
what you want to achieve?
so technically, I wouldn't say I'm like working on a part. I'm just kind of getting clips. You know what
Okay.
I mean? So like I'm like just like trying to film stuff, get stuff filmed not at the skate park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the aspect of skating, that's what I'm doing there. Other than that, I graduated college last year in August.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got my associate's degree, which is insane because if you asked me 4 years ago, I would have said there's no way that I would have even gone to college. You know what I mean? So like, uh, I don't know. Same thing. I changed my mentality. I changed my mindset. I just started believing. You know what I mean? Like, just manifesting that, manifesting my reality. You know. So, I would like to like, I like do AutoCAD drafting and
Yeah.
design. Um, that's like my specialty. That's where most of my field is in. That's like where my background is in mostly.
Okay.
Um, Ideally, at some point, I want to like design skate parks. I think that would be really really cool. So
Stay in it.
yeah, do what I can do, what I know how to do, and keep it within the industry. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
I could design skate parks, I would not feel like I'm going to work. You know what I mean? I would
I
feel like
agree.
I'm like
Yeah.
I get to put a bank with a pole jam into like something else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, dude.
some
Yeah, I don't
crazy
even
like
know what kind of
throw in
skate parks
some
you would
wild
make.
shit, dude. I would probably throw in some stuff catered for my trick selection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and I think it would be a wild thing to like see this rendering that you have on the computer, and then in a few years or whatever, it's real and tangible.
So that's just like, I feel your craft and what you're doing, it just plays so much into the manifest and believing what goes out comes in.
Right.
Because it's like, hey, if I could build it, it could become a reality.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So that's awesome. Another thing I just want to not necessarily be talking with you, but as far as what Terry's been doing, he has what not a lot of people have. You know, you went to school. It's important to do something like that. Obviously, not everybody's going to make it into skateboarding and actually get paid for it, but you also have that backup plan. And Terry not only has grinded to where he needs to be and where he wants to be, but it hasn't been all, cupcakes and roses
No,
and,
no, 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 no.
sweet. Like,
No.
there has been bad times.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm telling you, Terry's in a bad time. He heard it. Dude, you tore your meniscus,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Still fucking flipping kendamas, dude. Like, he's still out there getting clips. Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. You have that way of thinking and the mindset, and that's what more people need to hear about.
Yeah.
And I feel you just spreading the positivity, being out there,
Right.
people seeing you at the parks. And I feel the times I've been at the park and I've seen you,
Yeah.
people just smile.
Yeah.
And they get that joy, and it's a different vibe when you show up. You can see the happiness, the happiness that you bring for people.
I appreciate
just
that.
showing
That's,
up.
That's
dude.
a crazy.
And it's
crazy
awesome
idea.
because I don't know if you've seen it, but I sure as hell have seen people just crack a smile, and the vibe changes when you come in.
Damn.
So, let me know a little bit about like the shop you're sponsored by and what's going on there.
So, Steve at Compound hit me up. I don't know how long ago it was. I have the worst memory, but Compound has been a shop for a while in Sarasota. So they're a board shop, so they sell like surfboards and skimboards and other stuff. Like, also, they're near the beach, so like they have a bunch of beachy stuff as well. But
Yeah.
they originally were like a skate shop, board shop, you know.
Okay.
And Steve approached me and asked me if I wanted to ride for the team, and I said hell yeah, of course I would love to. Compound takes care of the community. They give back. They keep everything circulating in the community. You know what I mean? So like, it's really cool. And Steve over there is just like such a chill dude, and he's just like super understanding, super nice. You know what I mean? And like, whatever you need, like he's like got you for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking care of you.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the people you need around you when you're doing something like this, and you really want to achieve your goals and get where you want to be. You need people the same mindset around you.
Yeah, and you need like someone to advocate for you if you're like really trying to like push to like get sponsors or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, the shop's the way to go. You know what I mean? So like, shop owners or whoever the shop manager is should be like kind of pushing for the dudes that want it and like deserve it. You know what I mean? So like, shop flow on some shit. You know what I mean? So like, it just depends. Like, I hate to hear someone's on a shop team and the shop owner or manager isn't doing shit for them and like not pushing for them. You know what I mean? When they ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, if they're not and they're just chill with having a shop sponsor and like that's all they want, then, and the shop is fine with that too, then that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't bother me that you don't want more than that, but you know, that's on you. But I hate to hear or see when a shop owner or manager is just like not trying to help out, you know?
Not taking part. I mean, I think being a shop owner
Mhm.
and being in the community, you definitely have to go out of your way and not support necessarily, but actually reach out to companies. And
Right.
that's your job.
Right.
Like you're there to help them grow and to
Exactly.
get to the goals that they want to get
Yeah.
to. So yeah, I saw Clash of the Cruise.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what did they get? Third.
They got third, and
Yeah.
they were a person down.
No, was it you?
I'm not a big contest guy. But,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they were one person down,
Okay.
and they got third, which is wild. And then last year they got second.
Second.
Yeah, so it's crazy that they got third place with one person down, and all the other teams had a full run
Full
of people.
team, yeah.
That's crazy,
Damn.
right?
Yeah, man.
Compounds
Who do you
going
think?
up.
Who do you think's popping out right now here locally? What are the people we need to watch out for?
Brock Ramos for sure.
Yeah.
100%. That fool's kickflip, he's got the flick, dude. That thing's so sick. He's super gnarly. Um, locally, who else? I mean, it's really just.
You could just have a list, right? Like
For real. But
Yeah.
it's also. There's so many good kids. There's so many good dudes that are like ripping, but like I don't know if they really want it because they're not like going out trying to get it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So like
It's not their mentality. Like that's
Exactly.
not what they're looking for. It's something
Exactly.
that's just you get on a board, you skate, you're happy,
Mhm.
go home.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. And like that's cool. You know what I mean? Like if I wouldn't stop skateboarding if I didn't have sponsors.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is like my first love, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to skate no matter what. Even if all my sponsors drop me today right now, you know what I mean? I'm going to still skate.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? And I can do it wherever. I'll go skate, move out of state, out of country, whatever, it doesn't matter. Go ghost, I'll still be skating.
Ghost Terry. So, all right, Tampa, the spot. What do you think about what they've done for the community over these last couple years? I know it's been 31
Skate park at
years.
Tampa?
Yeah.
I mean, they have what's claimed to be the biggest. I mean, I guess it is. It's the biggest contest for pros in the community in skateboarding.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest bragging rights. You know what I mean?
You
And-
think it's still that, like, right now? Like, I know... So, I'll bring this up. I remember before the whole streaming, the whole, YouTube was just coming up, and you would be like, oh, shit, like, Tampa Am, Tampa Pro.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up watching that, and it's like, I've never been over here. I've never seen it. There's so many people around the world like, hey, you know what, I didn't have any money. My dad paid for me to just come over here, and we had no shot of like I wasn't skating. Heard so many stories, and then you just win. You know what I mean? Like, how do you think it's changed from when they started to like what it is now? Do you think it's still like thriving? Do you think it's the same?
I think it's amazing. I think how it started is incredible. Brian Schaefer over there, he knows what he's doing, obviously, because it's still going.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing that it's here. You know what I mean? Hot ass Florida, and it's like crazy hot during Tampa Am and during Tampa Pro.
Bro, you sweating there.
Yeah,
like...
dude. And it's icy as fuck. That shit is so icy. I don't know how people wind up for 360s and shit on that. Like, that shit is wild, but...
I've had a couple skaters that are just like, yo, dude, I'm not into the whole slippery, like, I'm skating on ice type shit.
Dude.
But hey, I give you more credit for whoever does actually pop off on that, because it's just a different platform.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I respect it, and I think that where it is now, I think the thing that I like the most about it is that it's not like SLS or like these like big like, it still is like something to be seen, and it's like a big event.
Yeah.
But it's not. They didn't like make it as corporate or as like crazy as like Street League.
Okay,
Street League is
yeah.
like. I feel like Street League is like. Originally, or what it is like they're trying to like make skateboarding into a sport, into something that it never was supposed to be or is. Like, how do you put a number on a really, really, really clean tweaked kickflip down the set that is like landed bolts so clean, looks so good, and then someone do like some real techie shit down the rail, and then like kind of land sloppy, but I guess technically they did more tricks and more things in the thing, but that kickflip was wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I got
dude,
you.
bro, like, how do you put a number on that? And honestly, skate however you want.
Yeah.
Like, skate however you want. If you want to jump down stuff, jump down stuff. If you want to hit handrails, hit handrails.
It's just
like
the style,
whatever.
the steez, whatever they
It
got
is
going.
what it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever you want. But like, all I see is like, especially with like Street League, it's like the same techie stuff over and over. And like, I don't know. I want.
It's great. You see people just progressing in what they can do as far as tech, but it's just like, can I get something different? Can I
Right,
get a
yeah.
yeah.
And like it seems like they just like keep the same types of dudes in the contests because they want to see just the same techie stuff all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. It's just not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? And like I can't kickflip front blunt, kickflip out. You know what I'm saying? Down a handrail, down some crazy shit, or like
That's wild.
or like like I more power to you, man. Like that's crazy. That's on some way other shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not on that wave at all. But I respect it. I just like I can't. To go back to where we were talking about with Tampa, like I'm just happy to see that Tampa is like a core contest still. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like I respect the
If
hell out of that.
anything, I think I'm not saying the pro contest is like kind of, I think, plateaued, but I definitely think the AMs
Yeah.
are coming up.
Yeah. And
Every AM contest I've seen, like, there's new faces,
Yeah.
new kids,
Yeah.
hungry,
Yeah.
want to come out.
Tampa AM is insane. Tampa Pro is fun. It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Tampa AM is like
I think
what
it's
you
it's
see-
more of a party. You get to
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
to hang out with the pros.
Yeah.
The pros
Mhm.
are out.
Yeah.
You're having a good time, making memories.
Yeah. Tampa
Yeah.
AM is like you're seeing the hungry
That's the grind.
the people who are hungry the most
Yeah.
getting it. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
You probably won't ever see me at Tampa AM, but you'll see some really gnarly skating, and like you'll see
Yeah.
some like real crazy like hungry ass kids, hungry ass dudes, hungry ass people. You know what I mean?
So we were talking about the skate league. What if
Mhm.
I told you that a local was making some sort of park league? Would you skate in it?
A park league,
Yeah.
like I don't understand.
Go to your local skate parks.
Uh huh.
You have to make an edit and just put in your edits, and then say this person wants to pick out 4 or 5 people,
Okay.
and then they actually go at it at a local park. What do you think
Hmm.
about that?
I mean, that's not like okay, so but you're just doing this for the internet, or are you doing this for
I don't know, man. I think so from talking to him, I think it could be a thing.
Yeah.
You can start off in Florida. I mean, we have Riverwalk,
Uh-huh.
Bray, we have
Yeah.
Payne, Blackstone too.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something where it's just like, yo, we're gonna be at this skate park. These are the people that are gonna be in it. People can go and put in their edits, can go over them. They
Okay.
choose the people, and they're
Yeah.
like, all right. I think what we were talking about was doing runs. I don't
Uh-huh.
think maybe a best trick.
Right.
So doing 1 trick in 2, maybe 3 runs, doing a minute run, whole park, go through it, whatever you want to do,
That would be crazy.
and you kind of
It's a cool
see where it
concept.
goes from.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick concept. I don't know. I can't answer that question because I am the least consistent dude. It depends on the day.
All right.
But that's a cool
I don't
concept.
know about least consistent, but
I think that's a cool concept for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it depends on what board I bring, because I'll bring 3 boards on the sesh, but one trick's not working, I'll switch it up. That's how it goes. But
Yeah.
it depends. Like if I'm doing a run, see, I don't like that pressure of doing a run. You know, give me a minute, I'm gonna eat shit. You know what I'm saying?
I hear
like
you.
I get all shaky. Like
30
anytime,
seconds. Just go and all right, come on. Get your run in.
Anytime there's pressure on me, man. Like honestly, and it's crazy. Like even filming, dude. Like I'll get so close to a trick, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna break the camera out, and then get the furthest away from it that I have ever been on like the next few tries. Like I'm like, because I'm putting pressure on myself.
Dude, but
to film it,
how
you
do
know
you
what I mean?
keep going? Because there's been times where I've been at the park and I see you and it's like, damn, I can't get this trick. And you just keep going. And it's like the wheel slips off.
Yeah.
Or you don't necessarily get the stall you want. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, you just did a trick not a lot of
Yeah.
people can do right there. And, and you
know.
just keep it going.
I don't know. I have this issue with, like, there's like a way that I like imagine a trick going and feeling in my head,
Yeah.
and like there's been plenty of times, you can ask like Bennett or like Titus, like any of the cats that like I really like skate with out here. I know I don't skate with many people, but like those homies, like I'll land something and they'll be like, yo, that was so sick, and I'll be like, nah, I gotta redo it, and like they're like, why? And I'm like, it just doesn't feel the way I imagined it feeling. You know what I mean? So like I kind of like, I'm like, I have to get that feeling. It has to feel right.
You have your own screenshots.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like I need to look at the camera and like
No.
you're like, nah, it just didn't feel good.
Yeah,
like
no,
I
it
didn't
wasn't.
like it. I don't like the way that looks, and I
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
to look at the camera to know how it looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
dude. And one thing you were bringing up, the homies. I always see clips on Instagram, and I feel like that's one of the coolest things because you have obviously the talent level and stuff. It's far surpassed a lot of people here, and it is. And when they go out with you, whoever it might be, the homies, you know, I feel they just get so much more hype.
Right.
You land something, or
Yeah.
you see them land something,
yeah.
and y'all start going back
Yeah,
to back. They feed off of you.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing to see, and again, I just want to like nail it into people. It's like the whole hater mentality of the community in skateboarding. It's
Right.
like, dude, we're all out here to have fun, make memories, meet people, and just have a good time.
Yeah.
That's it, you know.
Yeah, I love juicing those dudes up, and like the reason why I like to skate with them mostly, I mean, they're friends first, you know what I mean? But I think that they like, they don't really like care. Like they're not like, it's like, oh, they aren't like the most hungry trying to get like the craziest whatever trick, you know what I mean? Or like do this or do that. They're like for real just doing it because they love it. You know what I mean?
Just skating.
And like they like hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
So,
just
like,
another time to hang out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. It reminds me of like when I was a kid skating, and like all the homies that I had growing up skating. You know what I mean? Like it was when I was younger. I've skated like by myself mostly for a long time. You know what I mean? A lot of the time I'll go on the session, I just go by myself, but I like to hit those dudes up and then like just like chill with them, fucking skate with them, because they like don't really, they're not like trying to one up you, they're not trying to like be better than you, they're not trying to like do any of that. Like there's no like alternative.
They're not trying to take the
type
same
shit.
trick you're trying to do at the same
Yeah,
time.
bro, that shit's wild to me sometimes.
I've seen it here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, like come on, bruh. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild, but whatever. Do what you want to do.
So I think we got like a few more things. I want to talk about like location.
Okay.
Do you ever think that just because you're in Florida, it's not going to be the biggest thing for you, or you have to go to Cali to get those like famous spots, or
No, I don't think you have to, because there's like, I think that I've gotten recognized because of the internet, because of Instagram. You know what I mean? And like
it's a big thing.
everything has
Yeah.
changed. Like you can film like being at the right place at the right time is still a thing,
Yeah.
but also it's who you know. And for a long time, I was not in the right place at the right time, and I knew nobody. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, I think that nowadays it's like you get noticed on Instagram by the right person, then they want you to send them footage instead of you like sending a sponsor me tape to Deluxe or whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like you got to get recognized on Instagram or some other platform first, and then that's how you kind of get introduced into it.
Create that kind of like the rapport with
Right.
the people
Right.
and the brand.
Yeah, so it's like that's my understanding and my experience with it. So, but yeah, I mean, and if I were to move, it would not be to California. I would move to
Yeah.
Colorado probably.
Colorado.
I'm over the heat. I'm over hurricanes.
Dude.
Been here my whole life.
So you
dude.
want the snow?
I'd rather the snow than the heat.
Would you rather be stuck in a house with like 6 feet of snow and you cannot get out, or be stuck in a house and there's
Flooded?
like a storm just outside?
I don't know, man. If it floods, I'd rather be stuck in my house in the
Flooding,
snow.
right? Yeah, like the rain creates a whole different problem because it's going to come inside. At least snow stays
or
outside.
if a hurricane comes and it's
Just
fucking-
takes your house away.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And
I see that, yeah.
there's like tornadoes and everything that hurricanes can wind up. You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
like, I don't know. A blizzard sounds gnarly, but not as bad as like a hurricane does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the last thing I believe I wanted is because I'm thinking of the other shit and I'm just like, all right, branding.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about sponsors
Mm-hmm.
and how social media has really like created a new world, right? How do you think you would want to do like a branding situation? Because I know you got your sponsors, but is there something? I mean, I would fucking buy a shirt that says "Hey Terry," and you're like thumbs up, like, you know. I'm sure a lot of people would just buy a fucking shirt with your face on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had some ideas of like something like that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to get into all that because like putting in the money to start that, putting in the money, you know what I mean? Because it's a commitment.
It
I'm
is,
already committed to so many other things. You know what I mean? Like I'm fully committed to skateboarding. I'm like hella committed to kendama, like hella committed to my wife. You know what I mean? Like committed to working and shit. So like, it would just be
all these
another
directions
thing.
you're
Yeah,
getting pulled up.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I think it would be cool, but at the same time, just not really in the books for me right now. You know what I mean?
You get your brain going, man. I'll be there. I will have a Terry shirt.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think I don't have any more questions. Is there something you want to end with? Do you want to let people know? Like, is there something you want to just say? Inspiration, something?
No, not the most inspirational dude, but
yeah.
Just skate how you want. Have
Hell
fun.
yeah.
Just do it your way. I mean, skateboarding is not that serious. Just have fun. That's it.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you coming
Yes,
in, man.
sir,
This is
dude.
sick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.